Alright y'all, welcome back to the channel and to some more turkey patterning, and today we've got a completely new setup that we've never tested on the channel before. It's a new shotgun, it's a new choke, it's a new load, and it's an entirely new gauge as well that we've never patterned on the channel before. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what kind of performances we can get from this setup, because a lot of you guys have really been wanting to see us try something like this, and I finally found the right one at the right deal, so now we've got to put it to the test. So as for that new shotgun I've got today, I picked up one of these. This is a Tristar Viper 28 gauge shotgun. It's technically not the G2, which doesn't make it the newest or the fanciest model necessarily, but this still is definitely a very nice feeling shotgun. And for the first up turkey choke we're going to be running in it, I picked up one of these, which is a Trulock TSS Turkey 515 constriction, simply because it was kind of the first one that I could actually get in stock. I've got several others and stuff on the way, so we'll be doing plenty more tests, but Trulock 515 in the Tristar Viper 28 gauge, pretty nice looking setup, so we'll see what it can do with the ammunition we've got today as well. And as for those shells we're going to start with, I got some of these, the Apex Turkey Ninja shells. They are a 28 gauge 2 3/4 inch ounce and 3/8 of number 8.5 TSS, moving at about 1,040 feet per second. So with them being an Apex shell, we should see a pretty decent pattern from this combination. But as for today's test, everything is set up the same as usual. I've got the turkey target at 40 yards and the chronograph so we can get our velocity. So let's get you guys a view of that turkey target and see what this Tristar Viper 28 gauge can do with these Apex Turkey Ninja 8.5s. Alright, so that shell gave us 1,093 through the chronograph. The boss claim is 1040, so we are a little bit above that claim, but still very much within the realm of reason. And right around 1,100 feet per second, we're definitely not pushing these too fast or anything. But what kind of a pattern did we see out of it with those Apex Ninja 8.5s at 40 yards? Let's go check it out and see what it gave us. Alright, so now we're down here at our 40-yard target, and this is what we got. And yeah, right off the bat, we were just a touch low and maybe a little off to the right. More than likely, that was probably just me, since I only have a couple of shots through the shotgun previously. And with some cheap lead birdshot stuff through the full choke in that gun, it was pretty much right on the money for me, but that just comes down to getting some more rounds through it and figuring out what it does. So we'll be alright in future tests. But what we see here is a very nice hot core area right down below that turkey's beard there. I mean, that would be an absolutely nasty swarm of pellets if we had it centered up there a little bit better. So yeah, that central, say 10 inches or so of that pattern is very nice. There's not a bird that's ever going to make it through that. Now moving to the edges, it does start to open up and get a little bit splotchy outside of that initial 10-inch range. It does give you a little bit of leeway, but it's definitely not perfect either. And outside of that, backing up, we definitely have a few flyers, even all the way up here at the very top of the paper, and a couple more little stragglers and stuff around the bottom edges. So the outer sides of the pattern are definitely not perfect. I would like to see them tuned in a little bit more. I don't mind a couple of flyers, but mainly outside of your central 10-inch core, this little bit of splotchy stuff like over here on the right, I wouldn't mind seeing that just evened up just a little bit there. But still, that pattern right there would absolutely be a death sentence on a turkey at 40 yards, without a doubt. So is it plenty good enough to turkey hunt with? Yeah, absolutely. That's a 40-yard pattern all day long. But I do think we can tune it in just a little bit better. Now, is that about as good as those Apex Ninjas can get? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe they might like a little bit different choke than that Trulock 515, a little different constriction or something. It's just going to take some testing and seeing what happens. But I will say, for me having pretty much no experience with 28 gauge shotguns in particular, I'd say we're off to a pretty solid starting point here. That's absolutely a usable pattern, and it definitely gives me hope that we have a pretty decent shotgun on our hands. We just got to test a bunch of other loads and choke combos and see what it really likes. I definitely wouldn't mind seeing some flyers tuned in and stuff, and technically, yeah, we still would have had a dead bird. There is a couple right down through the neck there that would have gotten the job done for sure, but we also have some room for improvement without a doubt. Either way, I'll take that for a starting point, because I definitely think we can find a number of other good combinations from that shotgun and choke combo and stuff. So overall, solid core, not perfect edges, but still very deadly at 40 yards for a 28 gauge on a turkey all day long. And here's the wad from that shell. Very standard type of stuff for a TSS Turkey load. It's pretty stiff, but there's nothing stuck down in there. There's no rips or tears. There's nothing snagging on the edges or anything like that. Definitely doesn't show any signs of being over constricted at 515 or anything. So looks like it did its job pretty decently for today. Definitely nothing I'm overly concerned with here, and looks pretty much like I would expect it to. All right, y'all. Well, what did you think about that performance right there? That central 10 inches or so of core there is absolutely deadly at 40 yards on a turkey. There's no question about that. Now, outside of that 10-inch circle around the edges, it definitely is a little bit splotchy, and we absolutely saw a number of flyers up there at the top of the paper and stuff. So it's not the perfect pattern, but again, this is the first 28 gauge that we've ever tested on the channel, and I myself have next to no experience with 28 gauge across the board. So for a starting point for us, that's not bad. I absolutely think we can fine tune this shell and this choke combo and stuff in with their right combinations and get a little better than that. But hey, that is absolutely a usable combination at 40 yards without a doubt. And I'd say we're off to a pretty solid starting point here with that Tristar Viper, those Apex Ninjas, and that Trulock 515. So I guess leave all your thoughts down below. Is that about what you expected to see? Were you surprised one way or the other? Have you tested any of those Apex Ninja 28 gauge shells or a Trulock 515 or anything like that? And if so, what kind of results have you seen from them? And what other shells and chokes and things like that would you like to see us run in 28 gauge? I've got a bunch more stuff on the way, both shells and chokes, but obviously I don't have any kind of built up inventory or variety of stuff. So let me know what you guys want to see. But with that being said, I've got some more testing to get done for you guys, so I'm going to get back to it. As always, we have the channel Instagram as well as the mailbox where you can send stuff if you'd like. All that information will be in the description if you're interested in it, but I'm going to get back to it, so I'll see y'all in the next one.